On the Apple side, we saw a number of releases there. Going into these, Chris did mention the 0 days. These were released mid-month, particularly around this particular CVE 43300 that you might have read about in the news. Again, all the three major operating systems that they're supporting. We know that macOS Tahoe, is coming out here shortly. I think they're going to release next week is kind of what we heard. They're changing up their naming version on that, by the way. It will be macOS 26 in keeping with the 2026 release, which they're shifting to. So it's a shift away from the version numbers they were using here, 13, 14, and 15. So you want to be aware of that when you see this and suddenly you see macOS 26. Might be a bit of a surprise. Again, that's Tahoe is their code name for that particular release. We'll see it next week, maybe. On the third-party side, on top of the Apple operating systems, we see the same Chrome updates, of course, because you can run Chrome on top of macOS as well as iOS. We saw a Docker desktop upgrade for Mac as well, kind of in keeping with the one we saw for Windows. On the browser side, we do see the kind of equivalent, Firefox and Firefox ESR updates. Typically, a similar list of vulnerabilities. Sometimes they're applicable on the Windows side and not applicable on the macOS side and vice versa. So there might be some discrepancies here, but we do include all the vulnerability information associated with all of our patches. We did see updates for Edge throughout the month. Again, these are typically weekly as well, in keeping with the Chrome updates, because it is based on the Chromium engine. So you'll see a lot of similar vulnerabilities addressed in these. Again, 4 releases throughout the month corresponding to the 4 different weeks. And finally, we did see some Thunderbird updates for those of you running that email program on your Mac OS devices. Thunderbird 142 and the ESR versions as well. So quite a bit of activity throughout the month. We did see a couple of 0 days, as Chris mentioned, as well as the usual third-party application updates. So that kind of is a summary of what happened throughout the month. With that, Chris, let's take a look at what questions have been coming in.